Hello everyone, we're here today to talk to you about our market entry analysis for our product into the country of India. My name is Erin Handke, and with me today are Owen Kane, Emily Laak, and Bryan Sova. A brief overview of our agenda today. I will be talking to you about the company and the product overall. Bryan will go into the economic system as well as stages of development, and he will hand it off over to Emily, who's going to go specifically into our target region. And then Owen's going to talk about the cultural aspects as well as political risks. As many of you know, we've been working with Larry Zier and Associates to implement our product into the country of India. The product being a pediatric therapy clinic for kids that are struggling with autistic disabilities. After talking with Larry Zier and Associates and doing some research of our own, we have discovered some similar products that are on the market. In the United States, the IDCL and Perfectum Foundation are companies that are actually already going international and spreading their techniques within their clinics to reach out to mental handicapped children. So right now we have placed them as similar products and not necessarily competition. Through further research that could change in the future, but that's where we stand with them right now. In the country of India right now, there is actually a company called Action for Autism. We think that there is a major opportunity for partnership with this company, and Emily will go further into that when we talk more specifically about our target region. Before doing that, we think it's important that we have an understanding of the economy in India as a whole, so Bryan's going to touch on that now.
So India right now is the fourth largest economy, and it has become this, and it was very bad back in the day, and over the last 10 to 20 years it has jumped to the fourth largest. Their main occupations in India are agriculture and the service sector. Agriculture takes up about 60% of the workforce, while service sector takes up about 20%. And that's where we kind of see our project with Larry is in the service sector, due to it is kind of a service to the people. It is a market-based system since the early 1990s, and this all happened with reforms that abolished the license Raj when their leader decided to do this. And the systems, license Raj is the systems of accompanying red tape in order to set up a business. And the red tape is, kind of just a sense of regulations and rules that you have to go through in order to start up a business back in that time. And because of the abolishment of license Raj, India has become one of the fastest developing countries since then. Because of the state that India is in right now, there's no real chance of the country failing due to its stable democracy, but there are risks that are included in India doing any business, and these are lack of preparation, impatience due to a service not doing well at the beginning, and then thinking India is like China or any other area near India. All of the countries there are different, and because of the success India has had, it does vary from the others. And India does not have a free trade with the U.S. right now, which is something that is, kind of unfortunate. But it does have a free trade with the countries surrounding India, which we see beneficial because in time we do hope to do free trade with the surrounding countries. And with that said, I'll turn it over to Emily to discuss our target market.
Thank you, Bryan. All right, so we want to talk about the target region, which we focused on New Delhi. New Delhi is just one of the small districts of Delhi. Its current population is 302,363 people. The economic freedom is ranked at 55.7%, which is actually key for us in developing our product and our corporation here. The GDP is rising in years. It's currently at 4.7 trillion. The infrastructure and target market, we want to focus on teachers and students in New Delhi, and that would be going through the medical schools in the universities. And with that, we would partner with Action for Autism, which they have a training program being developed, in which we would co-inhabit or join together with them. Further, New Delhi is the largest income per capita in India. And that's an advantage for us. It means that there's more opportunity for people to spend money. It's a lower middle income, which the distribution of wealth is 73.8%. of wealth is held by the richest 10%. And then the common law is the Constitution, which is the guiding light for the government of India. Now that we've talked further about the target region, I'd like to get Owen up here and talk to you about the culture aspects.
Thank you, Emily. So I found these as we found these as the three most important cultural aspects that people need to know going into India if they're going to do business. First and foremost, the religion. It is free to practice any religion in India. However, Hindu is the predominantly dominant religion. 84% of the population is Hindu, and with that, it plays a major role in business in India. The caste system, which is part of the Hindu religion, you're born into a hierarchy position, and from there, it's very hard to get out. You have to do a lot of good to get out of your caste position. Family, again, Hindu religion plays a major role in the family. Generations live under one roof. The oldest male is the dominant figure in the house. Kids live in the house until their 20s, and then girls will move out whenever they get married because they will move into their spouse's house. And then business culture in India is important. You need to know that when you're giving out when you meet somebody, it's important to give out your business card right away. And English, a business card in English is accepted because English is the second most popular language in India. The second thing to know about doing business in India is to know that it's very difficult and it's slow. It may take numerous meetings to come to an agreement. So you need to be patient. You need to be persistent, but you need to be patient. The last thing is you need to be prepared to reschedule meetings. A specific time is not followed in India, so it is very difficult to get a specific time for everybody to meet. So as you can see, this is our Hofstede analysis. The two most important ones that I want to focus on right now are the power distance and individualism. The individualism, if you look, it's a 48. That's moderate. That's because they have both collective and individualism aspects. The individual aspect comes from the caste system and the rebirth. So when you die and you're rebirthed, you are then put into a caste based on your previous life. So that's the individual. And then the collective society is based on how you're influenced through your neighbor, your works, and your family. And the second point of the Hofstede approach that I want to talk about is the power distance. People in India respect their authority. They respect the unequal rights for people. They expect to be directed by their management or upper management to be told what to do and how to do it. Next, I'm going to talk about the political risks that are involved in India. Some of the political risks that we face in India are corruption and bribery. There are a lot of corruption and bribery that goes on within the government of India. Right now, there are 162 parliamentary members that are being charged with bribery or corruption or taking of money from the government. The second point that I want to talk about is the government's instability. They grant licenses when they aren't supposed to. When they recommend you to work with people, it's usually relatives or people that they have a relationship with. And if they point you in a direction, they demand perks, so they want something in return. And lastly, the law enforcement in India is weak, so a lot of people's mindset is we can get away with this until we get caught, and it takes a lot to get caught. And once you do get caught, it's financially a burden because it takes a very, very long time. And so it is important if you're going to do business in India to stay out of the law enforcement sector. Next, we will have Erin come in and wrap things up for us today.
Thank you, Owen. So as we've touched on throughout the entire presentation, we have pointed out some risks that come along with politics, culture, and the economy as a whole. That being said, what it comes down to is currently there are over 15 million cases of autism throughout India today. We think with this unique product of Floor Time Approach through Larry Zier and Associates, we have a huge opportunity to go into an untouched market and have a huge success rate with our company and the product that we want to implement. That being said, what questions do you have for us?